Still alive, back with another one for real, man. And you know anything about me? I'm a huge NBA fan, and I think the new face of the league is between Wembanyama and Luka Doncic. But I think the new bully of the league, that's Wemby. That man want to hurt you on the court. That's the new bully. That's the that's the freaking Michael Jordan, the Kobe, the freaking that want to hurt you freaking out there. That Draymond Green instinct to want to freaking hurt you out there. That's that new bully mentality, man. It's him. Wemby is him.
Westbrook on the drive, falling away. Won't go. Rebound taken by Iguodala. They do have a timeout. Decide not to use it. Curry, way downtown. Bang! Bang! Oh, what a shot from Curry!
It's funny, if you go look back at the very first video on this version of the channel, because it was a VOD channel before that, it was about Wembanyama. And a couple of weeks later, I made a video basically saying, hey, he has answered my face of the league question that I asked, I think it was in 2017. Wow, almost 10 years ago. And I didn't feel like the league was prepared to have LeBron retire because it was...
No, yeah, Wemby definitely has taken reins of the face of the league. It's him. He is the biggest unicorn we've ever seen. Why would he not be the face of the league? That would just be fucking ignorant.
Wasn't anybody readily available to just pass that specific torch to. And it was true at the time. If we had lost Braun in 17, I really don't know what would have been going on all this time. Now, Wembanyama is the player that I was looking for. He's got the polarization, I believe, at this point, the skill, the entertainment value, the ceiling, all the above. And what I just saw last night, it's genuinely one of the best games I've ever seen, one of the best performances I've ever seen, which, yeah, newsflash, a 40-20 game in the playoffs, sure, but it was very casual. It was casual in the way, you know, how you see a Chris Move stat line on his My Career, and it looks crazy, but it doesn't really feel like anything crazy. You just kind of expect it from him.
Yeah.
The way it happened looked like it was a good time. Yeah, that's kind of what it looked like for Wemby, and I'm describing a real-life player going against the defending NBA champions. He is the single biggest threat to just about every team in the NBA.
Oh, yeah.
If you looked at, they showed this stat sometime, maybe in the third quarter. I can't remember exactly when, but they showed the OKC field goals with Wembanyama on the floor and without, and it was a universe-sized gap. And that's not surprising. You watch the Spurs play when they take Wemby off the floor. They still have good players, don't get me wrong, but from Wemby to Cornet, it's I
just said that. I said if the Spurs really want to keep a run and keep the run going, they're going to have to get a better backup center in there than Luke Cornet. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I don't say it to talk shit on him or nothing, but they're going to have to find a better backup than Luke Cornet.
Natural difference, because Wemby on the defensive end takes the rules of how defense is played today in the league and supercharges them in a way that nobody can. Guys get around him in a shot that they would normally toss as a floater or a layup they would go for. They either do it and they miss, or they don't do it at all. Yeah. And then on offense, those days he has the three-point shot going, you can just forget it. But even when he doesn't have that going, he catches certain matchups like the OKC Thunder. And look, Caruso actually did a pretty good job a couple of times, considering he's guarding someone 3 times his size. But yeah, speaking of how modern defense is played, you'll see them put a wing on him, put a guard on him, and then try to have the rim protector come over. It doesn't always work. It didn't always work last night. And unfortunately for OKC, they are one of the teams that he really takes personally.
Yeah, he hates them. He hates OKC. He absolutely hates OKC with a passion. Not so much that I think he hates OKC. He hates Chet, and because of that, he hates OKC. And I don't think he likes SGA. I don't think he calls SGA unethical, which I think he called the whole OKC team unethical basketball, because it is.
I don't know how much Wembanyama y'all have actually watched since he's been in the league that weren't just highlights, but there are certain matchups where he comes out to prove a point, and it's specifically when it has a player on that team he doesn't want ever mentioned in the same sentence as him. And it could be for one reason or another. The Minnesota Timberwolves are one of those teams with Rudy Gobert. He said he was going to take his depoy, I think last year. He came and took it. And they're friends, it's cool, but Wemby treats that as a rivalry, and you will see him drive straight into Rudy sometimes, even if it's a bad shot, but it sets a tone, right? Because most players don't want to just drive straight at Rudy Gobert. And you might see Vic open a game like that and go, that's a bad shot. And it doesn't even always go in, but eventually he gets those to go in. And again, it's more so those matchups where he wants to be able to sit at an interview table and say, he can't fuck with me. So yeah, Chet Holmgren is one of those players.
Yeah, he hates Chet.
Yeah, Chet is one of those players, and I'm sure most of you know the lore behind it, but it dates back to before the league, and Wemby was sick watching him win that award over him. Then
Rudy can guard Wemby better than Chet can. Chet can't hold a thumb to freaking Wemby. Wemby freaking eats on him all day.
Rookie years took place at the same time, and just, you know what? I made an analogy last night. I'll just let you hear it. You know what it is, Nick? It's literally like, it's that Kakarot Broly shit. It's exactly the same thing.
Yo.
And Wemby is Broly.
That's actually the perfect analogy of these two.
Okay, so I know it's a little bit off base. Technically, Chet really can't be Goku, but for this scenario where one guy hates another to the point that it's almost a little bit irrational, that's kind of where I was going with that. It's not 100%, but you get what I mean. It's basically a meme at this point. Chet breathes in the same room as him, and Wembanyama takes offense. And so at some point, I can't remember exactly when, but you did see Wemby try to go straight at him, even though it was a bad shot. Chet is a good defender, but again, it is one of those set the tone things that I am just going to break some rules tonight. And where I'm going with all this is Chet is unfortunately going to have to participate in the shenanigans at some point in their careers. Maybe you saw the tweet last night. I normally don't do this genre of tweet only because there's not enough characters on Twitter to get off what you're really trying to say, and then you have to argue with 100 different people. That one left the stratosphere. It left the intended audience, so I'm sure it's been misconstrued 100 ways, but
yeah, I think Wemby is, God forbid he gets injured at all. I think he's going to have one of the greatest careers we've ever seen in NBA history. Like, as long as he can stay healthy, he's going to be, for the next 10 to 15 years, if they can keep a team around him, he's going to be one of the best players in the, or one of, like, you're going to have to go through him to get to the championship every year.
Chet's going, there was a, Wild sent me a tweet.
You can see it in the other video I did about Luka and Chet, or not Luka, Wemby and Chet, and every time Chet tries to guard him and gets dunked on, you can just see it leave his face. He's so drained. Like, he doesn't want to be rivals with Wemby. He's scared of Wemby.
That I want to credit the, let me see if I can find it real quick. This is from Dom_2K. Who's, I guess, wow. Holy moly,
I think I've heard of this person.
250,000 followers.
Hold on.
TV
What did he say? Did he say I've never heard of this person? I wouldn't be surprised. I just wanted to hear it.
I think I've heard of this person.
250,000 followers.
Oh, thinks he heard. Okay.
So NBA TV Association guy, YouTuber. So he's a big guy on NBA Twitter and Twitch and all that. I don't say that dismissively at all. I just didn't I wasn't familiar with him, so my apologies.
It's fine. Like, I do not have 10 years worth of reach at all. I'm dead serious. It's been a nice life regardless. But oh my god, this is funny.
But he wrote, I understand Chet just want to hoop, but unfortunately, he's mentally gonna have to participate in whatever this is Wemby got going on with him. That's correct. Like, it's the
facts. He didn't speak no. That's facts.
It might be a one-sided beef, but Chet's got to get himself amped up for his own side of it. Dom went on to write, never going to match him as a player or physically, but the energy can't constantly be like Wemby just openly being like, yeah, that's lil bro. Going to have to participate in the rest of this. That's correct. That's a great
Yo, I'm just dead at the way he read it. That's fire. No, that's fire. Yeah, that's exactly what I wrote, and there wasn't much more to explain, but I do now, by the time this is up, have a video out, link in the bio, link in the story and such. You can go watch it. It's for the Thunder and Spurs, but I addressed this totally because I recorded that video about an hour before this, before I knew this existed, and I had already fully explained that tweet. So, hey, yeah, still the NBA Twitter guy. What I'm saying is, if you've watched these matchups, if you paid attention to just everything surrounding Wembanyama and Chet, it's not really whether Chet plays good or not. It's the mental part. You don't ever have to have played sports to know how important the mental part is. Every athlete talks about it. It's pretty obvious. And the thing about Wembanyama is mentally, he tries to bully the league. Well, and he successfully does it as of now. You don't see him give PR answers. They asked him last night, oh, were you motivated by Shea getting MVP and you wanted to go at him and prove a point? And he was just like, yeah.
Yeah.
He chose the dickhead answer. They asked him about OKC before this series. He said, oh, well, you know, we dominated them this year, so. And he's right.
And he hit him with the, I'm just glad to be part of an organization that plays ethical basketball after he beat them 3 times in a row. Yeah, he don't like them at all. He wants to hurt OKC.
Paying attention to him his whole career, he moves like this because he has that unfiltered belief nobody can do anything with him, and for the most part he is correct. He kind of moves like how Shaq used to move. There wasn't many people who could do anything against that, and so Shaq had a tendency to be a dick. Now, where I say Chet is going to have to participate is, if you listen to his side, it's either radio silence or they'll ask him directly about it and he'll just go, you know, we're just trying to play basketball, that's another opponent, and that is fine. I get it. Every player does not participate in the mental warfare. I think Kawhi is one of those players who really didn't, but Kawhi and players like him didn't also have a goddamn monster out full time to get their head. And aside from the fact that OKC is one of those teams that just really struggles with Wemby, as J-Dub has said, and as you could just see if you watch it, he cannot be this far ahead in the mental battle as well. You miss a free throw and this man grabs the ball and yells and taunts.
Yeah.
This man does anything to you and he draws all the attention in the world to it. He gets in interviews and says, don't mention him with me. And if you saw Chet's face at the end of the game last night, first of all, this is going to get memed if he doesn't back that up. But on a
Yeah.
serious note, I do hope it was him accepting that, okay, wait, I can be an all-star, I can do my job, I can go out there and just hoop and that's fine, but this motherfucker's trying to kill me. This motherfucker's trying to kill my team. He doesn't really respect us that much. He doesn't respect me at all.
He doesn't respect that team at all.
Hope that's what the face was saying, because basically through all these years so far, the entire energy surrounding Wembanyama and Chet just kind of feels like, yeah, that's my youngin, that's little bro. You know he can't fuck with me. That's the whole energy on and off the court. And at a minimum, you got to match some of the energy. It's not the first time we've seen a player that's not as skilled as another guy, but they still go at them. You know?
Yes, exactly. Kobe, as a rookie and in the league 2 years, was not scared to go at MJ. People were telling Kobe, like, don't look him in the eyes. Like, and Kobe's like, why the fuck would I not look him in the eyes? Like, he's like, because he's crazy. Kobe's like, I'm crazy too. Like,
You saw in the Timberwolves series, they started trying to fight back against Wemby a little bit. They started trying to get in his head. I think Jaden McDaniels purposely just like gave him a good hard playoff foul one time. I think those type of things might be needed here, because it is one thing that he can just completely and utterly physically dominate your team and you. It's a separate issue that he shows absolutely zero respect on or off the court, and none of your energy on or off the court really matches that, or even attempts to match it. It's just, oh, I'm just here to do a job and we win or we don't. Some matchups require more, and Chet and Wembanyama have a long way to go. This is just year 3 for Wemby. This is year 3 for both of them, actually. They have a lot of matchups left down the road, and presumably you guys are gonna be matched up in this conference for a good while.
but you see how Chet never guards him really, and like barely tries to go up and block him. He does. He's got a couple good blocks on Wemby here and there, bro. But you can see Chet is scared to guard Wemby. He doesn't want to get humiliated.
As teams trying to, y'all are going to be the hump each other has to get over eventually before they go on to win a title. I just want to see something from Chet and from the Thunder that just shows them, yeah, okay, you're a challenge, but we're fucking here and we're champs. Because the other part is, and just the mental part, Wemby doesn't really show anybody that much respect, but especially not the Thunder. But then you've got Shea this year on camera saying, yeah, the Spurs are better than us right now. We can't say we're better. We didn't beat them. And that's honest and that's all cool. But it's also on top of J-Dub just being like, oh, well, there's this really big guy on the court. He takes up a lot of the court, and that's what makes it hard for us. That's also true, but then you add the Chet radio silence factor, both audibly and energy wise, and the 3 of those versus the monster walking around essentially just dropping his nuts on y'all forehead. Yeah, that's what I have to say about
Dropping
that part.
his
To
nuts
wrap it
on
up,
your
I would say
forehead.
Wemby seems like he's going to be one of those guys that are fine punching down, because as a player comparison, there is no comparison for sure. But a lot of the times you see
Yeah, I never understood the comparison. Even at the beginning, like when I seen Chet play and Wemby play before they were in the NBA, Wemby was the clear better player. It wasn't even close.
and superstars, they don't really make it a point to continue highlighting that any way they can, but so far WEMBY does. So at that point, it's somebody taking your lunch, you know? And more specifically from Chet, I just want to see WEMBY not be able to smile and continue to punch down with no real fight back or response. However that happens, that's for the pro to figure out. Now the Thunder have to figure out what they're gonna do with this, cause man, I was watching game one, it ended up way closer than it seemed like it was going to. The whole time, they didn't have De'Aaron Fox, which it's not like you're missing a superstar or anything, but Fox had some good games against him this year. But still, I watched it feeling like San Antonio was made in a lab specifically to challenge the Thunder dynasty in every way possible. All these damn perimeter defenders. Carter Bryant is a rookie who, by the way, he's one of those swing three-point shooters, and this playoffs he's hitting them, and all he has to do is hit those sometimes and use the rest of his energy on defense and hustling, and that's what he's doing. Then you see Shea trying to get Stephon Castle.
Defense, bro, but too bad, man. They lost game 2, but Bryant went out with an injury in game 2, and we don't got De'Aaron Fox, so we lost and still only lost by a couple points.
Off of him, Harper's a dog. This team gets super duper locked in on defense, and then you have the generational is not even the word for it. You have this flat out historic, I don't know, I'm trying to find a new word. You have Wembanyama down low.
Alien.
We already went over what he does defensively, and you'll think back to that video we made when the Celtics looked like they were at the height of their season. They played OKC. There were two things relevant in that video to last night. One was them going free safety on Caruso, which didn't work. Caruso had an amazing game. He had the legacy night on Shea's MVP night, but he also definitely punched above his weight from three. He hit about 7 or 8 of them, and it was totally by design, because what have we been talking about on the channel for 2 months now? If you are a swing three-point shooter, average, whatever, it don't matter how many you make. It's not going to change the defense. These Spurs literally almost died by Caruso last night, and they're fine with that, and they're going to continue to be fine with that, because just like he scored 30 plus and had all those threes, next game he might score 7 and he might go 3 of 11 from 3. That's the math that the playoff coach is banking on, like we said they would. And that would be a little bit worrisome, because they hardly looked comfortable last night, and if you're the Thunder, you can't continue to depend on Caruso that heavily. So that's one, but two was something you saw Daigneault address right in the second half. And I said specifically, the Thunder, against the teams they are going to have to beat to win a championship, are going to come out with that starting lineup that I call the phone booth lineup, and they will struggle. If I was OKC, that's not even the lineup I would start, if I'm being completely honest, against the Spurs. I'm going to track that. I'm very, very, very interested to see if...
why are we not starting Hartenstein or Chet or any of them?
Thunder start that double big phone booth lineup, because they put Caruso, it didn't score a point until Caruso came in. So like, why even start it? So not only am I questioning if that's even going to be the starting lineup for game 2, Daigneault went ahead and addressed it right there and put Kaysen in for the second half. And that's going to kind of be what it has to be. You're going to have to live with them going at Jared McCain sometimes, going at AJ Mitchell, because they trying to score and be the MVP against this Spurs team with all average three-point shooters and 2 bigs. That's a really, really difficult task. So it's not a death sentence having to trade a little bit of defense for offense on the perimeter, but it's still not ideal. And everything we're discussing right now is why, for the majority of game 1 leading up to when the Spurs went cold in the fourth quarter, it looked like a lot of their matchups this season. As WEMBY said, as Shea said, it's been dominance, and it continued to look that way for a good portion of this game. And that's why playoff series are so fun, because just like the Cavs and Pistons series, whatever's happening there, you got multiple chances to beat this team, to make adjustments, to really key in on them. It's not like you're gonna see them again 2 months from now. You can do it right now, and that's how series flip.
Facts. 1-1 right now. We just got through game 2. OKC's got 1. Spurs got 1, man. Let me know who y'all got winning the series this time, man. But make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe, man. It's Still Alive checking out. Peace out, y'all.